Good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. This is a show where I review a book chapter by chapter and then I give my commentation. I do not read the book to you. I give my commentation of each chapter. The book that I have been reading for the last few months has been Caught Up Loving a Trill One, 4. And tonight I will be giving my commentation on chapter 17. We're almost to the end of this book. I'm wrapped up, and you might actually can tell that I'm a little under the weather. So needless to say that the bedtime cocktail is going to bring back an old favorite of hot toddy. So let's get into the bedtime cocktail. As I mentioned before, the bedtime cocktail will be a hot toddy, a warm, delicious drink that we prepare when we're feeling a little under the weather. Also, with that bedtime cocktail, I have a hearty um, chicken noodle soup on the side. So it is not going to be a part of the cocktail, but if you see me sipping on that, whew, child, it's only because I'm feeling a little under the weather. Just a little bit. Child, we're going to prepare a hot toddy. Now, what you will need is, you don't need to have a glass mug, but just get a mug. I show a mug because it's good to show whatever you need to see. So what I have here is I have two things of hot water. I have my mug that keeps things hot and right, and I also have a teapot that I've put hot water into as well. I'll use that for the actual toddy. And they're not different waters at all. It's the same water. I just had two different things. So first what you want to do is you want to warm up your mug and get it prepared for the hot toddy by putting hot water in the toddy. The reason why I kind of separated it is I want to pour this hot water after it warms up the mug back into this mug. So we're going to set that aside while it warms up the mug, the glass mug. Now, a hot toddy consists of lemon, honey, whiskey, bourbon whiskey if you want to call it that, honey, lemon, and whiskey. Now, some people put cloves on it. Some people put cinnamon on it to give it a dash of umph. I have nutmeg. So let's start with cutting our lemon. Yes. So I've always learned to kind of roll the lemon just to kind of loosen up the juices. So I'm just rolling it. I don't think you can see me rolling it, but I'm rolling it up against the table just to kind of loosen up the juices. Okay? So I'm rolling that, and I will cut a half, and then I'm going to cut a piece of the lemon to handle this for me. So what I'm doing is I am cutting the lemon. You can see this in a half. Now, some videos that I've seen has suggested that you do it kind of a little off center so you get a nice healthy. But those are the ones that want to use the a slice of the lemon as a garnish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut my garnish. I'm not going to use this lemon as part of what I'm going to need. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of take out the seeds if you're smart, you would dry these seeds and save them for replanting, because you know the end of days is coming soon. You might want to start getting into agriculture. I'm just saying. So I just removed the seeds that I noticed. And I'm going to get my jigger here. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to get my squeezer. My squeezer. And now I have been doing it the wrong way. I've been doing it like this, and putting it in here like that. But you're actually supposed to put it in like this so that it squeezes. Now you getting the real. So I'm gonna put the jigger over it and squeeze that lemon juice into the jigger here. And the idea is that you squeeze the lemon till it's like inverted. So now this wasn't a real good one because, child, we want to get all this juice. Because the lemon, now I don't know for a fact, but I do know that I do believe that the lemon and honey has healing issues, whether it's allergies or a cold or a flu, just kind of helps out your life. So I done squeezed all the juice out of that one. So what I'm going to do now is that mug that I have that hot water in, warming up my glass mug. I'm going to pour this back into it, because this is just to warm up my glass. Okay, so we're going to do this, put this top on this, and put this to the side. You see I'm putting this on the ground? The only thing that can do is just clean my floors. Okay, if it spills, it's water. Clean the floors. So we're going to put this lemon juice right in here. Now, I got my favorite bourbon whiskey, Kentucky Tavern. This is very reasonably priced. It was only $8.70 after taxes at my local liquor store. And I'm going to put a full jigger of lemon juice, of the whiskey into my mug. Now, I did like a half of jigger. It came up to a little over a half a jigger of the lemon juice that I squeezed. And so there we go. We're going to put this to the side right here. Now, if that spills, you'll see me on the ground licking that Kentucky Tavern off my ground. Okay? But we're not going to waste that. Okay? So now with that, now it's time for the honey. I got some clove honey from the Sweetwater. It's a local honey producer in Atlanta, Georgia metropolitan area called Sweetwater, and this is clove. Now I figure I'm not gonna get cloves and decorate the lemon wheel with it. We don't need all that. I got cloves. Honey from clovers. See? I also keep water nearby because I know I will be talking a lot in this. So we're going to put, about 2 teaspoons of honey into this here. Kind of stir it up, let it dissolve in there. Let that go in there. We're going to, now if I would have had like the little teddy bear honey, then I'd have squeezed it in there, but I don't really like that. And I use honey for a whole lot of other things. So now that we've gotten 2 scoops of spoon for that, we're going to put that aside. right next to that Kentucky Tavern, and we're just gonna let that dissolve all up in there. Yeah, let it dissolve. We're gonna stir it up. Now, it doesn't get everything in there. It doesn't get everything, but we're gonna add this hot water into this mug, fill it up as high as reasonably, and that's gonna help dissolve some of that honey into our mug for our hot toddy. Don't play with your sister, girl. Now this teapot is just gonna go over here. Yes, it is. It's gonna go right over there. We're gonna put that there, and we're just gonna stir some of this, stir that honey till it's dissolved. And because I'm the only one here, child, I can do that part. We're gonna put this in this jar, set that aside next to the teapot. Now, what we're gonna do, which if you've noticed what I have done, is I rarely garnish unless it's with cherries. But now that we have this lemon wedge, we're gonna put that, garnish this drink with this lemon wedge. Take the seeds out, garnish it with this lemon wedge. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just put that right on in there. Okay? This is, according to AKARA's, hot toddy. Ooh! Your girl's gonna sleep nice tonight. That is absolutely delicious. Now, we are going to top it off with a smidge, just a sprinkle of some nutmeg. Okay. And we're going to put this to the side next to the container. And we're going to clean up our mess like this. That's why I always keep a paper towel. Because some of the water from the teapot or from the actually from the mug spilled over. If you are a cook, you know better to make sure that your work area is clean. Okay? You know, if you have somebody that cook and their area is a mess, walk out of that space. Okay? Oh, yeah. We're going to put this lemon here, and we're going to get into my commentation of Caught Up Lovin' the Trill 1, Chapter 17. Okay, let's get on into it. Let's not waste not, want not, child. So I'm going to be eating on this soup, this hearty soup that I have. I have water in case I start getting the cough attacks. You know, let's get into it, child. Let me take some soup. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed that I'm a little hoarse. I sound a little stuffy because, yes, my nose is stopped up. Now I bought this soup from Lidl's, which is literally across the street from me, child. But tomorrow I'm gonna be making my own chicken noodle soup, Mama's own chicken noodle soup. This is good, but I bet money that ain't gonna compare to mine. Okay, let's get into chapter 17. So the chapter 17 starts off. Let me get there. Oh, that's 16, child. And I noticed that the chapters start to get a little shorter as we get to the end of the book. We got 18 and the epilogue to go. It starts off with Toya in the laundromat with Tarika talking about, well, what happened? I thought you had a buyer. And Tarika kind of like frustrated, like, yeah, I thought so too. Well, I said, didn't you get the information, or you gave her the information I gave you, right? She said, yeah, I gave it to you, but she said, hey, once she came and she met with me and Mama, Cynthia don't like Mama, so she rolled her out like, oh, okay. And I gave her the paperwork, and she said she called me back, but she hasn't hit me back. It said, It said, and Mama wasn't no help, and Toy is like, am I surprised? Tarika, like, y'all need to get over this animosity y'all have. But Tarika kind of knows that she can't, it's not going to happen. In the 12 years that they've known each other, her being married with Tyson, dating Tyson, the whole thing, that Cynthia and Toy just aren't going to happen. She said, it says in the book that Tarika was hoping that maybe in Toy and Tyson's death, that they were bringing them together. She's like, child, it didn't happen. It's the actual opposite happened. They hate each other even more. So, Cynthia, she gets, not Cynthia, Toy gets a call on her phone, and it's Therese. She rolls her eyes and declines the call. I don't know why this chick is still calling me. I don't even understand. You said, why is she still calling you? I'm surprised that she even thinks that she can have a conversation with you. This is what Tarika said. And Toy is like, I know, right? I don't know what the hell. I don't got nothing to tell her. Decline. I don't got shit to talk to her about. Side note, she better pick up that phone. Though she was sleeping with her husband and the whole thing, homegirl got information she might want to know. And she about to find out. Now, moving on. So she leaves Tarika at the laundromat. Said, girl, I gotta make a stop before I go and pick up the girls. I'll talk to you later. I hope everything goes well. I hope that buyer actually comes through. That whole thing. Salutations, deuces. Toy makes a stop at a car wash, which she decides to keep as a business. And she pulls up and she notices in the far right corner of the car wash, Zeus's truck. And he sees him cleaning out his truck, doing all that. So she rolls up on him and is like, hey, what you doing over here? Blah, blah, blah. He said, yo, this dude, Keon, just sat up there and spilled his whole lunch in my truck. And I don't like that ish. And she said, girl, he said, boy, I know that's the truth. You are good. You are known for keeping your truck immaculate. Well, so, they have their little small talk. She gets another call again. It's Therese. This time, she picks up. She's like, fuck you want? You keep calling me. It's like, girl, I'm glad you picked up. Finally. And she hears, Keon and Zeus is going back and forth on the fact of him cleaning out the truck and who should be really doing it. And he wouldn't be here if he didn't spill the whole thing. Then it's just kind of going back and forth. And Toy is like lightweight talking to Therese, not really listen to her. And Teresa said, where are you? And she's like, does it matter where I'm at? Okay, why have you been calling me, blowing up my phone? He's like, I mean, does it matter where I'm at? He said, actually, it does. Who are you with? And at that very moment that Teresa's asking her questions, ooh, excuse me, they see a truck. She sees a truck pull up a little too quick, and it screeches to a stop. And then Gunman gets out of the car, and pop, 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 gunshots, 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 gunshots. Zeus grabs Toy, puts him under by one arm, puts on the chest. He gets his gun. You know, they all see this simultaneously. They're reaching for the guns because they notice there's something ain't right about this truck that's just pulling up in this car wash. And so they're already preparing themselves. So it's all simultaneously. They're reaching. Keon and Zeus is reaching for their gun. Toy is on the phone with Therese, but also notice that something's not right. And see, this is why I need my water, because with all this talking, it's straining my voice. Okay. So all the simultaneous, Zeus grabs Toy. She's grabbing her little baby bump, and she's ducking behind the truck. And Keon, he gets hit, but he's still in his process of shooting back at the attackers. He gets hit. Zeus is shooting too. It's all this a whole thing. Now he's grabbing her, ducking her by the car. He's shooting back at him. Keon shooting. He gets hit. Whatever. And the ones that get out of the car, out of the truck, so they're like, let's go. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess they thought that their defenses was down, right? They skid out of there and get out of Dodge. The bullet holes on Zeus's truck makes Toy realize that, damn, I better escape with my life, right? That's the reason I have hot time. Ugh. Cold, sneezing, coughing. Hot time. Ooh. Feel it going down in my soul. Anyway, just healing my soul. Now this soup is good, but it ain't mine. But anyway, she realized she barely escaped with her life. Zeus was like, well, you know, you're going to have to tell him. You have to call him and tell him about this, because he's going to want to know. Who is him? Duh, it's Saint. He's the head of everything. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm going to have to let him know that this is what's going on. Which, once that's going to happen, that's going to bring Saint back into Atlanta to find out who sat up there and shot at his baby mama. Okay? And the love of his life. She's not just any baby mama. She's the love of his life. Mm-hmm. Of course, after Carrie, okay, he finally, in the last chapter, he ended it with Desiree. I thought it would be a little bit more, that she had come back, but she finds out that he done got somebody else pregnant, and because she couldn't take a no for an answer. She couldn't take, like, I need space, but she didn't give him goddamn not an inch of space. But go on, child. That's the end of that scene in chapter 17. Now, the next scene, we have Tramp in the barbershop, probably one that he owns that launders his money. He's in the barbershop. They talking barbershop shit. I don't know. I'm a woman. I don't go to a barbershop. I haven't been there a long time since my son was a child. And Akeem, the GBI agent, walks into the barbershop and they like, shit, the feds is in here. So they kind of stop talking trash and whatever they were talking about. 50, 50. That's where they are. And Akeem walks to the back of the barbershop to where Champ was getting his haircut. And he's like, he tells the barber's like, hey, I need to speak to your boy by myself. You know, we need to talk in private. The barber is looking at him like, who the fuck is you? And Champ is like, look, chill out. He's good people. We're going to need to talk alone. So the barber lets up his chair, puts it up. He was probably back like this, and he leaned him up forward, and he got up and heads towards the back of the barbershop. Think about the actual movie called Barbershop. The most experienced barbers are in the back. You get the front one, don't do it. I don't know. I'm not a barber. I mean, like, I've been to a barber for me once, but that was a adjacent family member's barbershop. So, nah. So, yes, I just dabbed my nose because I wanted to. It's my show. Deal with me. I'm here by myself. Okay. I'm not coughing, sneezing, licking, kissing anyone else. Okay. Okay. So he takes him to the back. He said, what the fuck is you doing? Basically, Akeem was like, now I'm telling you, basically, Akeem was like, what the fuck is you doing? What the fuck is you doing? He's like, I told you to lay low while I investigate the whole situation. And then Champ was like, what? What did I do? You burned down her bakery? Champ was like, yeah, that was us. We did do that. My bad. But hey, he said, and you shoot up her car wash? He said, whoa. I'll own up for the shit that I did, but I ain't gonna own up for the shit that I didn't do. I didn't sanction. And he wanted to go to her little car wash and shoot it up. But I ain't mad at ya. I ain't mad at them. That's where Champ is like, Akeem is like, but you're fucking up the investigation because now, you know what I'm saying? You see, it's like, you're going after, you're used to Tyson and Toy, the little dogs, okay? But Toy, by herself, you don't know who her supplier is. She got bigger dogs than Tyson, and Champ was like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I said, once they fuck with my family, once my wife lost her baby because they done shot up my fucking shop, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Side note, this is what's going to either get Champ killed or get Champ out of business. I don't know. Okay? Because the first thought I thought about when Champ said, I didn't sanction them to shoot up her car wash. I'm not mad at it, but I didn't sanction that. The first thing I thought, now Dewan's going to get caught. We only got one chapter left and an epilogue. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, we only got one chapter left and an epilogue. So either Dewan and Noah's gonna get caught because of that one thing that Champ did not sanction. The only way I can see Champ living through this is finding out that his boy was the one that was orchestrating all this tension between the at this point the Saint camp and his. Okay, if he finds out Dewan was a part of this, Dewan is dead. Okay, I mean I don't know. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not in that life, but I can think like if it was me, he'd be dead. Dewan and Noah would be dead. I would couple up with Toy or Saint or whoever. Because that would be a tip off. I didn't sanction that. I knew about the fire, the bakery being lit. Okay? On fire, that is. But what I didn't sanction is them shooting up her little car wash. If that leads him to Champ, that can get Champ in trouble. I ain't mad at ya. And they can unite forces and take out the real enemies, which is Dwan and No. But Champ, all in his emotions, all up in his emotion, don't give a fuck about nothing. They came when it hit close to home, everybody going down. Pew, pew, everybody's going down. And Akeem is like, nigga, what you don't understand, okay, if you think that he got a plug in the GBA, I feel like Akeem already knows that Saint and Toy's camp, he knows. He's trying to tell Champ without telling Champ. Like, I'm telling you, you're dealing with big dogs. You might think that you run Atlanta, but nigga, you ain't nothing but a pawn compared to what Toy has backing her. Okay? This ain't Toy and Tyson. Okay? This ain't no little Tyson. You ain't even a supplier, nigga. Okay? That's what Akeem is trying to get through to Champ. Is that you're not even a supplier. You're just a big time drug dealer. Toy has connections to the supplier. And the supplier got her fucking back. But Champ ain't hearing nothing that Akeem is trying to say. He ain't listening to nothing that he's trying to say. He's in his feelings. And he feels like he's big enough to come against Toy and her supplier, which is now Saint. Saint is not alone. He got a whole army behind him. Tim got an army, but it ain't compared to what Saint gonna do. Okay? You saw how if you go back to the last book, you know how Saint get down. And he was just a lieutenant to Scar. Now you're going after the love of his life. The love of his life after Carrie, who he took lightly her safety. So now he's extra protective over anyone he care about. And now the subject of his affection is Toy. That nigga gonna black out and kill everybody. He's gonna unalive, as they say, everybody. But Champ he don't care. He's like, whatever. Akeem was like, I don't care who she got behind her. Fuck them. They hit home, close to home. They gotta deal with me. Akeem is like, nigga, you don't know what you dealing with. Frustrated is that because you're really fucking it up. If you just lay low, like I told you, I can put you on top. But Champ don't give a fuck at this point. He said, you know I'm not the type of guy to let things slide. And this one he allowed to slide for several months. And remember, if you go a couple of chapters back, Champ said, when they asked him, so what you and Alicia, his sister asked him, so what we gonna do? We know who it is. So what we gonna do? He said nothing. He just allowed, you know what I'm saying? But not right now. Nothing right now. Now he's like, let's go. We taking him out. If this is still in the business, then we need to take her out. What he realizes that she's not really in the business, but she is still adjacent, and she ain't adjacent to the small dogs, my nigga. She's adjacent to the big wigs. This is a motherfucker that's gonna get people from across the pond. He's gonna get people from Colombia, where you from. He's gonna take you out and your puny little supplier. And don't let them be the same supplier. Because then they're gonna ice out Champ. They're gonna give him nothing. And he ain't gonna be shit no more. Don't. Oh Lord, I ain't even think about that. What if the supplier is the same person? And Saint is over all that shit. Champ, I feel like he will regret going after. And the only reason I feel like he's going to regret it is because the author made sure that the GBI agent, Akeem, had warned them on who he got. You know, I know you big wig and I'm whatever. But I'm telling you, he's been trying to tell Champ, like, nigga, this ain't these little, corner boys that you dealing with. Toy is connected to the big wigs. They crossing state lines with this ish. This is bigger than GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. This is bigger than that. They're going to squash you like an ant, Champ. And Champ is thinking that he's a big wheel and he ain't shit compared to who Toy's fucking with. I'm just saying. So that is with basically Champ like, mind the business I pay you to mind. And Akeem is frustrated. It's like, I'm trying to tell my boy, you're getting yourself in a harder situation than you think it is. You are being driven by emotion. And Akeem, usually, Champ would concede to the logic in which Akeem brings. But this time, he's caught up in emotions. Caught up in emotions. Yeah, he is. He's making an emotional decision, not a logical decision. He has no proof, zero proof that Toy is involved, that she's still running that camp. He has no proof. Zero proof. Ooh, I don't know what's going to happen, but next chapter is the last chapter before the epilogue. And the epilogue is 8 years later. So Toy is still alive. We don't know if Champ's alive. We don't know if Noah and Dewan is alive. Do we find out if Dewan and do Champ find out that this is his boy that arranged the whole thing with one of the other people, the opposing party? because it's not really Toy, because Toy is not a part of the life. She helps out with the storage, but she's not running it no more. You know what I'm saying? Does Champ figure that out? Does he live? Does he live? You just shot up the big man's woman who's pregnant with his child. And she lived. And so did the baby. Will Therese actually get through to Toy to let her know that I was trying to call you to let you know they're coming for your ass? But because you mad at me, and child, that would be me. I'm Toy. Toy is me and I am Toy. Because I want to know a motherfucking calls. If I cut you off, there's no answering your calls. Leave a voicemail if it's that important. I'm just saying. But it is there with Champ and Akeem disagreeing on how they're going to move forward. It is what it is. We will find out next time. Well, not directly next time, but next time on Bedtime Story. You all have a wonderful one. If you're feeling a little under the weather, whip up you a hot toddy.